Welcome back, truth seeker. It always reminds me of George Orwell. Heavy physical work, the care of home and children, petty quarrels with neighbors, films, football, beer, and above all, gambling filled up the horizon of their minds. And yeah, I do see the irony of me in there since I do follow football and gambling, but my God, I'm following all of it, and I'm doing it different than Orwell said. We're putting it all together, and we really just want to shut it down.
You are so full of shit.
Like, Arthur does this a lot. He ruins his video by saying something that's fundamentally not true, and I'm like, man, that's going to ruin the whole video. Somebody who knows the facts is going to be like, I'm not listening to this guy. What he just said is totally false. Jimmy Christian Kimmel. It's interesting that he's Christian because he's Jewish, right? So it's an interesting middle name for a Jewish guy. It's like, I mean, technically, Jesus was a Jew. More a Hebrew, but from Judea. Anyway, I don't think it dawned on me that his middle name was Christian. And then James, King James, Jimmy Kimmel. Let me get up his full name real quick. I just want you to see that James Christian Kimmel, a weird middle name for a Jewish person.
You had a problem with your claim there, though. Do you know what it was?
There is no problem with the claim.
Well, here's the problem with the claim.
Arthur does this a lot. He ruins his video by saying something that's fundamentally not true, and I'm like, man, that's going to ruin the whole video. Somebody who knows the facts is going to be like, I'm not listening to this guy. What he just said is totally false. We've been talking about the numerous 106 rituals with the 106th NFL season, and longtime sports figure, Jesuit Sister Jean is dead at 106 in the news this morning.
You had a problem with your claim there, though. Do you know what it was?
There is no problem with the claim.
Well, here's the problem with the claim.
Jean Schmidt, her name is 106. And for anyone who says, well, how could you manufacture the death of a 106-year-old? Here's where I would start, you guys. Do you even know that she was really 106? Her picture. She could be anywhere between 85 and 106. Of course, she's associated with the Jesuit University out of Chicago, and she's dead on the 35th day of her age. Look how dumb this man is. This man is so fucking dumb. She went to the Chicago Jesuit School, dead on her 35th day of her age. And what day is she dead? 24/9, like 249? Like that's how old the country is? Also, just for the record, she died on the 35th day of her age. You could also say she died 34 days after her birthday. Ramblers and Murder 34. I'm going to start calling myself a fucking retard, too.
Read, nigga, read.
Ironic.
Fun question. Who is the greatest detective of all time? Is it Sherlock Holmes? Is it Matlock? Or is it yours truly? And it's just like, I saw that Donut had on a panel of people talking about Gematria and the Jesuits, and I didn't recognize any of these people except for one. And like, so you have that now there's like a network of people emulating my work, copying my work. They're all selling their Patreon for sports picks. Imagine all that money had come to me. Me. Who are these people? Not a single mention of yours truly where they all learned from. No, there's a lot of people trying to grift off of what I brought to the internet, and
They copy my whole fucking flow, word for word, bar for bar.
and you're making videos with these bullshit calculations about how much money you look how much money you would have lost if you went with Zach's picks last week. Sunday, week 4, early games underway. Steelers up on Minnesota by 8 at the moment. Again, the Irish family's winning in Ireland, but there's a lot of game left here And if you read my notes, you saw where I was. I was torn, but I thought if I had to play this, I'd take the Steelers at +6.5. Very conservative approach. And we'll see if that ends up working out. So far it is, but a lot of game left. The Commanders and Falcons, doing my late night research when I posted this, if you guys haven't looked, remember last year was a very easy call that the Commanders would win. It was the day Jimmy Carter died. Jimmy Carter equals 54. I gave it out for free to the public. Dan Quinn got his 54th win the day Jimmy Carter died. Jimmy Carter's from Georgia. He was the president, so it was Commanders versus Falcons on Sunday Night Football. Remember, in that game, they announced Michael Penix had become engaged. His girlfriend was Olivia Carter, or his fiancée. And then number 39 at the end of the game for the Commanders proposed to his girlfriend on the field. Number 39, Jimmy Carter was the 39th president. So go figure, these teams are playing again exactly 39 weeks after the last game. I think 39 is going to show up. It could show up in the final score. It could be something like 25-14. Maybe the Commanders put up a lot of points like last week. They scored 39 because, again, you get 39 was big last time. What are the odds that they would play 39 weeks later? Like I said in the notes, I see the Commanders scoring between 39 and 25 points, and I don't see the Falcons keeping up with that. How about shut the fuck up, morons? I'm not wrong about anything. And then plays the clip of the I'm never wrong about fucking anything. Saints and Bills. It looks like the Bills might win by 14, so I would not take them to cover the 16.5. They could. Josh Allen is number 17, but I would tease this down a little bit if I took the Bills, probably to, -13.5 maybe to get some value in it, or just shop around for better games. But the reason I say Bills could win by 14 is because they'd be +45 for the year. New Orleans is 45. Buffalo Bills is 45. New England's 45. That's who they play next, New England. He's probably going to get that 80th win. Saints 80. We just saw Shanahan, the coach of the Niners, get his 80th win over the Saints. Browns and Lions. This game might be more complicated than people think. The Browns do have a chance to upset here. I noticed the spread's at 8.5. If the Browns lost by 8, it would make sense on both sides for these teams' score differential. If the Browns lose by 8, they are -30 in scoring for the year, scoring differential. Lions equals 30. If the Lions win by 8, they're +33 for the year, like Cleveland's 33. So the spread looks like it could be right where they have it at. Could be an 8-point game. And like I said, if you want to play it even safer, maybe tease it up 3 just in case the Browns lost by 11 to fall to -33 for the year, since they do like 33. But yeah, the spread at 8 was making sense on both sides in that game. Why do you think USA Today wrote their article about me? It's because this was never done before. Casinos have never taken losses like this before. Do you know how much money I've pulled out of the casinos' pockets? I guarantee you it's in the hundreds of millions of dollars. Panthers and Patriots. You guys had some calls this week about how you thought there's a sign that this is about, Huey P. Newton. We know they like to do rituals with the Panthers and the Black Panthers founder. I realized that today is 37 days after Huey P. Newton's death anniversary, or a span of 38. Carolina's 37, Panthers is 38. Super Bowl 38 was the Patriots beating the Panthers. I think Panthers with the points or teased up a little bit. It's the right call here. It's the regular season head-to-head. If the Panthers win, they're 5-3 versus the Patriots. Patriots is 53, and so is Carolina. It's that head-to-head record is the one clue that makes me think Panthers with the points. And I probably would tease them up to +7.5. Remember, there could be a 7 theme today. It's the 28th. That's the 7th triangular number. It's week 4. 7's the 4th prime, so you could get some touchdown games this week. You know what, you guys? This is not a false statement. I could wipe my ass with the name Nostradamus. Literally. I'm right about everything. Chargers and Giants. Chargers pretty hefty favorites. 6.5, nearly a touchdown. Herbert's record can go either way, as we talked about. He can get the 39th loss, big New York number, or stay on 38 losses, a Giants number. But again, they're a team that can stay perfect. I'm liking that perfect trend. And Harbaugh has 2 reasons to win. Get the 64th total win. New York Giants stay on 25 losses. Giants 25. And DeBull, the coach of the Giants, can get his 37th loss. Los Angeles 37. So to me, those are the better clues. I'm thinking the Chargers do stay perfect and they can become 5-0 versus Washington next week, which equals 50. I do like this idea of 5 teams staying perfect going into week 5, where the Sunday games are on the 5th. Another wrong predictions.
People want to focus on the things where I've been wrong, you know? Why?
Eagles and Bucks. We love 25 in Tampa Bay historically, but we also love 25 with the Giants. And if Hurts does not get his 25th road win here, he plays the Giants next. He could get his 25th road win there. So that makes the 25 kind of camouflaged. And Mayfield has the narrative to win or lose. Remember, this game is 56 days after Brady's birthday, and either quarterback can get the 56th win, but it's Mayfield who could become 56 and 56, a double 56. And, you know, Sirianni, he could stay where he is, and Todd Bowles could stay where he is. And if that happens, that means Tampa Bay won. And I also noticed not only can Todd Bowles stay on 65 losses in the regular season, big Philly number, he can stay on 68 all-time losses before he plays at Seattle, the 68 city. So there's 2 things there for Todd Bowles to make you think that the Bucs could upset. But if I played this game, I would definitely be taking the Bucs at the points, and I'd probably tease them up at least a point or 2 to plus 4.5 for week 4. You could see some 4-point games today.
The only people who aren't winning off my knowledge are people who aren't using it.
The Titans and the Texans. Titans got a lot of value today in an upset. They can also be taken with the points. The coach, D'Amico Ryans, he could stay on 20 regular season wins and get his 20th all-time loss. So he's in conflict with his quarterback. And when I was looking at the scoring in this game, I saw Titans had a decent narrative score 24 before the next opponent. You know, it's like they come in with 51, like Houston Texans is 51. If they score 24, then they go into the Cardinals game with 75. Also, if the Texans only score 20 today, they'll have 58 going into Baltimore. So these things were jumping out to me. There is a chance that the Titans only score 15. If Texans allow 15, they'll face Ravens with 66 allowed. Baltimore Ravens is 66. So I was thinking, like, you know, if that happened, if the score was 20-15, low scoring game, because so far Tennessee's offense has struggled, and you got Titans with the points, that they cover the spread there. If they win 24-20, obviously they win the game. They definitely cover the spread. So, yeah, if I had to play this game, I'm thinking Titans at plus 7.5 doesn't look too bad either. Just a little tease up on a point for some insurance.
I'm not a greedy person. I don't say, here, to get my sports picks, you got to pay $500 a month, even though they're worth that. You know, they're worth that.
The Colts and the Rams, Marshall Faulk, star for both teams. Jim Irsay's father traded the Rams for the Colts. Again, Colts, another team that can stay perfect, get the 4th win in LA, which equals 4. And they are the dog on the road, 3.5-point dog. Either quarterback has a pretty good narrative to win. Jones can get his 15th road win. Rams do like 15. But he could stay on 28 all-time wins or get his 28th regular season win. So that 28 can go either way. Remember, it's the super 28 date numerology plus the 28th of the month. If you took the Colts, plus 3.5 doesn't seem bad, and you could tease them up one more to plus 4.5, LA 4, week 4. But what I saw in the scoring is if the Rams do win this game and it's a field goal game, if they win by 3, they are going to be plus 15. Rams and Colts both equal 15 in the most pure. So you got the Colts at plus 3.5, field goal game, you're a winner. I guess I could write this too. If they win by 4, they are plus 16. We know Los Angeles equals 53, the 16th prime number, 16 points in Super Bowl 53, 16 square root of 4, week 4. So again, sometimes a little tease up for an extra bonus points, a lifesaver.
You can just write them down. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
Jaguars and 49ers. Again, you come down to Shanahan. He has 3 reasons to win, 3 good reasons. And again, Niners win. They stay perfect on the 28th. Again, 28's a perfect number. You got this 28th of the month and a handful of teams that can stay perfect. And if the Niners do become 4-0, they do play on TNF, the 40 game, and play versus LA, the 4 city. But yeah, I'm sticking with the thought that Niners will win. We talked about them winning 3 straight with Mac Jones. They won 2 straight with Mac Jones, but now we get Brock Purdy back. Again, if Shanahan wins, 74th regular season win, Jacksonville 74, 82nd all-time win, 82 date numerology, stays on 66 losses, Jacksonville Jaguars.
There's never been anyone more right who's walked on the face of this fucking earth than yours truly.
Ravens and Chiefs, you got a 2.5-point spread, and that 25 big Ravens number can go in the Chiefs' favor. Lamar Jackson can get his 32nd all-time loss. Kansas City and Chiefs both 32 in the most period. Jackson would stay on 74 wins. The Mahomes number. Mahomes has won this rivalry with Jackson consistently. And Mahomes can stay on 25 losses just like he did versus the Giants. I guess something I didn't say is Mahomes could stay on 107 all-time wins. We know what he did last week in the State Farm ritual. But it's 106 days after Trump's birthday or the 107th day of his age. Mahomes is also paired with Trump. Playing Baltimore, it's outside the nation's capital. But yeah, it's the 25-32 thing with the QBs. I like to lead with the QBs. Historically, that's where the winners are. And the better narratives say Mahomes gets it done. And because they are the dog, you could take them with the points. You could tease them up a point to plus 3.5 in case we get another field goal game. Or 4.5 because of week 4.
This is what I want to say. If the Dolphins win, they'll get the 38th home win. Dolphins 38, and then the Broncos can get the 39th home win over the year. Home win of the year over the Bengals 39. So yeah, the Dolphins get that 38th home win. Dolphins 38, and then the Broncos get the 39th home win over the Bengals 39.
And it would stay on 24 because Bengals is 24 as well.
Right.
Be 39 and 24 if both home teams won tonight. And then from the road perspective, be 24 and 39 Bengals.
So yeah, I do like the Dolphins and Broncos.
That's a nice, straightforward, league-wide narrative that does make some sense. I'd say the scariest things for the Dolphins tonight is the Jets snapping the 9-game losing streak at Miami because Jets is 9, and it's the end of the 9th month, and the Dolphins stayed on 33 home wins. But, again, they can get that 10th straight loss in week 4. 10's the 4th triangular number, and Fields can pick up the 33. I like this idea that both home teams are winning tonight.
And then he's always doing his false math for how much money you would have lost, which is total BS.
Congrats to the winners.
Yeah, we hit the bookie nice.
You're not me. You're not the person who broke the code. You're not the person who's helped people win for 10 years. I'm sure there's somebody in a casino right now with my picture throwing darts at it. Fuck that guy. Cost us a lot of money again this weekend.
And then he's always doing his false math for how much money you would have lost, which is total BS.
Brother, this guy stinks!
Again, you listen to the trolls and the haters, it's not going to serve you well.
What's sad is there's people that fall for that. That's a con man.
Nobody has ever done anywhere near close to what I've done in proving how sports are rigged, calling futures, and helping people win at sports gambling. Period.
We've been talking about this for weeks now. The first 2 teams in the league to go 14-7 were the Mets first and the Giants second. 147 is the World Series number. 147 and 57 are the World Series indicators. If you're not caught up on all the Mets stuff, again, that club collapse in the Dominican Republic was 121 days after Juan Soto celebrated his contract. This is the 121st World Series. The Mets also started the year 12-1 at home. Everything's pointing to the Mets being in the World Series so far. And now they're playing the Nationals on the 115th day of the year when Juan Soto won the 115th World Series at the Nationals. So Mets are the World Series champion as far as I can tell right now, or at least the NL champion to be facing the AL. And right now my hunch is the top team for them to play in the NL Championship Series is the Giants, the two orange teams that are both originally from New York, synced up with the orange goon Donald Trump. The Mets did become 12-1 at home 147 days after the manager's birthday. If the Mets don't make the World Series at this point, I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked if they don't make the World Series with that. The club claps, all this stuff.
Nobody has ever done anywhere near close to what I've done in proving how sports are rigged, calling futures, and helping people win at sports gambling. Period.
Just total scammer, total liar. I don't know how he has any supporters. I mean, you talk about really dumb people.
That's all, folks.
Till next time, Truth Seeker.